The Zarnok scout ship Vorthan floated silently through the edge of Sector 9. It was a quiet region of space, no trade routes, no colonies, nothing but black emptiness. For years, no one had ever entered this zone. But last week, a strange sensor echo had been picked up from this Area 1 that did not match any known ship or signal. Captain Grail of the Vorthon frowned at his screen. "There it is again," he said to his crew. "That energy spike, same pattern as before. No ID, no heat, no radiation." His second officer, Kren, leaned forward. "It's big, sir. Whatever it is. It's massive. Put it on the main." Screen, the display changed. A blurry shape floated in the void, far away. It didn't move. It didn't broadcast. It just existed. Like a ghost in space, Captain Grail stood up from his chair. "Bring us in slowly. Shields up. Record everything." The Vorthon began moving forward. Its scanners worked hard to understand the unknown object, but nothing made sense. The ship had no transponder, no engine heat, and no metal signature they could recognize. It looked like a shadow, a long, dark shadow with sharp angles, floating. In complete silence, then, something strange happened. The ship's lights flickered for half a second. The crew thought it was just a power glitch, but when they looked back at the screen, the object was gone. Everyone froze. "It just disappeared," Kren whispered. "Impossible," Captain Grail said. "It was right there," he ordered. A full scan of the area. Nothing. Not even energy traces. It was like the giant ship had never existed. Suddenly, the long-range sensors lit up. A single line of code flashed across their main screen. "Leave," just that. One word, dot, and then boom. The entire Vorthon shook violently. Lights exploded. Consoles burned. The crew screamed as gravity systems failed. Outside the ship, nothing could be seen. No enemy, no missile, no beam. Just darkness, then silence. The Vorthon never sent another signal. It was gone 3 days later. The Zarnok High Command received the last seconds of video from the Vorthon's black box. The blurry shape, the flickering lights, the message, "Leave." And then, static dot, the Emperor of Zarnok, Lord Keller, watched the footage again and again. He sat in silence in his grand war room, surrounded by his top generals. "What are we looking at?" he asked, voice calm but cold. General Volan spoke. "A ship, unknown design. Doesn't match any known race." "Was it a stealth craft?" "No, Emperor." "It showed no stealth patterns. It wasn't hiding. It just appeared and then vanished," Lord Keller said softly. "Like a ghost," another general added. "We sent 2 more scout ships to the area, my lord." Neither returned. That made 3 ships gone in less than 1 week. The Emperor leaned forward. "Send a small battle group. I want answers. If it's a weapon, we take it. If it's an enemy, we destroy it." The battle group, led by the destroyer Iron Flame, entered Sector 9 just 4 days later. 10 ships strong, heavy armor, advanced, sensors, ready for anything. At first, everything was quiet. Then the same strange signal appeared on their sensors. A slow pulsing wave, like a heartbeat. Again, no ID, no language, just energy. The lead officer of the Iron Flame ordered weapons, charged. The signal suddenly grew louder, stronger. Their sensors began to glitch. Screens froze. Engines stuttered. It was as if the warship was inside their systems, breaking things without ever firing a shot. One by one, the ships lost contact with each other. Then gone, dot, just like the scouts. No explosion, no enemy seen. The entire battle group vanished. Panic spread through the Zarnok Empire. Whispers started to travel across the stars. A ghost ship, a shadow in space, entire fleets, gone. Some believed it was a new enemy. Others believed it was a weapon lost from an ancient war. But one thing was certain, something powerful was moving in the dark. And it wasn't just watching it was hunting dot from far across the galaxy, in the deep core of the Forbidden Zone. The massive black ship moved without sound. Its outer surface shifted like liquid metal. No lights, no windows, no signs of life. Inside the ship, a glowing red eye scanned through the void. Its system spoke in a calm human voice. "Objective complete. Hostile Empire detected. Memory log updated. Continue sweep." It moved again, deeper into Zarnok space. Somewhere in its core, a message pulsed again and again. Human warship Eclipse mission, retribution. The royal war chamber of the Zarnok Empire was silent. High above the capital planet, inside a floating fortress, the most powerful beings of the Empire stood frozen, staring at a red hologram. 10 warships. Gone, no wreckage, no distress call. Just vanished like dust in a solar storm. Emperor Keller paced slowly in front of the screen, his tall shadow flickering across the floor. His long cloak dragged behind him, heavy with the weight of his empires. Fear. This is not war, he said in a low voice. This is extermination. Admiral Kale, one of his oldest warriors, finally spoke. My lord, we believe the enemy is a single ship. Keller turned his eyes toward the admiral, anger rising. 1 ship, 10 warships. Ganand, you tell me it's 1 ship. Kale nodded. Yes, Emperor. The data from all sensor logs matches. The same dark object, the same energy pulse. The same word appears before every ship disappears. The admiral tapped a button. The glowing red screen showed a single word, repeated again and again in cold alien letters. Leave. Emperor Keller narrowed his eyes. Who dares send threats? To the Zarnok Empire? Kale hesitated. Then he said something no one expected. We believe it may be human. The chamber filled with whispers and shock. Some generals even laughed nervously. Impossible, one growled. Humans were exiled 5 centuries ago. They vanished from the galaxy. Another said, we destroyed their colonies, burned their fleets. Kale nodded. Yes, we thought they were weak. We thought they were finished. But this ship doesn't belong to any known species. And in ancient archives, we found something disturbing. He tapped his wrist. A new file appeared in the era rough image from 500 years ago. A sketch of a massive black ship with a name barely visible. On its side, Eclipse.Kellor stared at the name. What is Project Eclipse? Cal explained. It was a secret human weapon. A warship unlike anything we've ever seen. They built it during their final days, but they never used it. No one ever found it, until now. Meanwhile, in the outer systems, fear was spreading fast. Space stations were shutting down. Trade routes were abandoned. People whispered about the black ghost ship, the shadow of Earth. Rumors said the ship was cursed. Others said it was piloted by an ancient human AI with only one goal. Vengeance. One Zarnak patrol ship tried to prove the rumors wrong. The crew live-streamed their mission. Hoping to show the galaxy that fear was pointless, they found the ship. It was waiting. No weapons fired. No words spoken. Their live broadcast ended with a single flash of red light and silence. Back in the war chamber, Emperor Keller made a choice. I want every record on humanity brought to me, he said. Every lie, every secret. If we created this monster, I will know how. And if it is human, Kale asked quietly. Keller's voice turned dark. Then we make sure it dies this time, forever. The Empire prepared its largest defense. Network in centuries, 70 ships gathered near the outer colonies. Mines were deployed. Gravitational disruptors placed. They even used forbidden black hole bombs weapons banned by the Galactic Council. Still, no sign of the warship. Then, it appeared again. Sensors on a moon outpost picked it up first. The signal came, slowly like a heartbeat in space. Boom, boom, boom. Not an attack. Just a slow pulse letting them know. It was coming. The warship didn't hide, it didn't run. It moved in a straight line. Toward the core worlds. Every system it passed. Through went dark. No noise, no battles. Just vanished. Inside the war chamber, alarms sounded. A fleet of 70 ships was gone. No fight, just gone. The Emperor stood frozen. The same word blinked on every screen. Leave. His voice cracked with rage. Why won't it speak? Why won't it tell us what it wants? Admiral Kale answered softly, It already told us. We didn't listen. The Emperor fell into his chair. Fear, the kind he had never felt, crept into his bones. This was not just a ship, it was a message. Humanity had returned. And this time, they were not asking for peace. The Galactic Council had heard the whispers. At first, they didn't believe the stories. Zarnok propaganda, they thought. Ghost ships, entire fleets gone without a fight. It sounded like fear, not fact. But then the signals came. A ripple of silent systems. Entire colonies dashed dark. No distress calls, no battles, just silence. Every last signal ended the same way, with one message: leave. Now even the proudest empires were afraid. On Council Station Prime, orbiting the ancient gas giant Aldros, a special meeting was held. 12 species gathered. Leaders of the most powerful governments in the galaxy. The Zarnok Emperor, Keller, stood at the center. "We are under attack," he said coldly. "One ship is destroying everything. It is human. It must be stopped." Many delegates laughed. "Humans," said the Arvik's ambassador, clicking his sharp claws. "We're weak. We removed them long ago." Keller's eyes narrowed. "You didn't see what we saw." He tapped his console. Holograms filled the chamber. Warships vanishing. Planets blinking out. Fleets going dark dawn. Finally, the image of the black warship. It floated in space like a shadow made real. No lights, no markings, just a long, sharp silhouette, like a blade waiting to strike. The room fell quiet. One voice finally broke. "The silence? What does it want?" Keller answered, with the only thing he knew. "It speaks once, then erases everything." The council made a choice. One final attempt would be made. Peace. They would send a diplomatic ship, unarmed, transparent, peaceful. The mission? To talk to the warship, to understand, to beg if needed. The diplomatic ship Gracewind launched. Within 12 hours, it was the most peaceful vessel in the galaxy. No weapons. Only communication systems and high-level envoys. Aboard the ship were diplomats from 5 species, including the Zarnok. They traveled into the Dead Zones regions, where entire fleets had vanished. No stars, no traffic. Just silence. And then the ship's sensors lit up. There it was, the eclipse dot. It didn't approach. It didn't run. It just waited. A black shadow in the void. The Gracewind opened communication channels. Ambassador Vera Akam, an experienced diplomat from the Laraxi species, stepped forward. "This is the Galactic Council," she said. "We come in peace. Please respond." Silence. They sent a second message. "We wish to understand. Who are you? What do you want?" Still nothing. Then their screens blinked. New voice spoke. It was not robotic. It was calm, cold, and human. "This is Warship Eclipse. Human designation. You exiled us. You erased us. You thought we were gone." The diplomats froze. Vera stepped forward again. "We regret the past. Perhaps there is a way forward." The voice cut her off. "You regret nothing. This message is your only warning. You entered forbidden space. You built empires on our ashes." Vera swallowed hard. "We were not part of that history. Many of us were not born. You benefited from our suffering. You watched and stayed silent. Your time is over." The screens went red. "Leave." The diplomats begged for more time. But it was too late. The eclipse moved for the first time. A single beam of light flashed. The Gracewind was gone. No explosion, no remains, just gone. The footage was sent back to the council, just seconds before the beam hit. Billions across the galaxy watched it. One moment, a peaceful ship. The next, nothing. The fear became real. This was no rumor, no ghost. The human warship. It was real, and it had no mercy. On the edge of the Zarnok border, more systems began to go dark. Defense lines failed. Traps didn't work. No one could stop it. The warship didn't fight battles. It ended them before they began. And still, it never... They spoke again. The only message was always the same. Leave. Back on Council Station Prime, chaos broke out. Some species called for surrender. Others demanded total war. But one truth hung heavy over them. All humanity had returned, and they had given the galaxy one final chance. That chance was now over. The Galactic Council had no choice now. The peace mission had failed. The Gracewind was gone, erased like the others. And the warship, the Eclipse, kept moving deeper into Council space. It didn't talk anymore. It didn't answer. It just destroyed the Zarnok Emperor. Keller stood before the Council one last time. "We have begged. We have sent peace." "He," said voice sharp and cold. "Now we send war." The chamber agreed. Even the peaceful races had seen enough. If this human ship was not stopped, nothing would survive. They called it the Vanishing Armadath, the most powerful strike force in history. 17 species sent their best ships, 1,200 warships, 35 dreadnoughts, tactical nukes, gravity bombs, quantum disruptors, every weapon known in the galaxy, and a few that were forbidden. The plan was simple: trap the Eclipse in a dead system and hit it with everything at once. The fleet gathered at grid point X92, a dead star system with no life, no planets, and no escape routes. The trap was ready. The Armada waited in silence, hidden behind asteroids, moons, and cloaking fields. Every ship stood by with full power. They had layered defenses, gravity wells to prevent warp escape, mines to lock space folds, AI auto-targeting systems linked across ships, even Council-approved black hole bombs used only once before in history. Then it arrived. The Eclipse, no escort, no fleet. Just one ship. It entered the system at sublight speed. Slowly, like it didn't care. The commanders gave the order. All ships fire. The dark space lit up like a sun. Thousands of missiles, energy beams, shock cannons. The entire fleet fired at once. The Eclipse vanished inside the storm of light. Alarms screamed. Sensor logs overflowed. Pilots celebrated. Some believed it was over. But then the light faded, and the Eclipse was still there, untouched, floating. Calmly, not a scratch. The energy around it bent like it was inside a bubble, or another dimension. It finally moved first. The enemy sensors failed. Then, their power. One by one, ships blinked off the network. They weren't exploding. They were just disappearing. No fire, no beam, no sound, just gone. The command ship tried to call for help. Fleet command to Council Prime: we're under attack. The Eclipse is static, silence. Then, a short message appeared on the Council's main war screen: 1,200 warships deleted. Back at Council Prime, no one spoke. A full Armadiarist in under 3 minutes. Not destroyed, deleted, even the Zarnok Emperor. Once proud and ruthless, now stared blankly at the screen. He whispered to himself, This is not a ship. It's something else. The Laraxi ambassador trembled. It doesn't fight like we do. It doesn't want to fight. It just ... cleans. Another delegate added, What if this isn't war? What if this is punishment? The room fell into fear. On the far side of the galaxy, inside the ship Eclipse, systems glowed red dot. No crew walked its halls. No voices echoed. Only machines moved. Quiet, cold, focused. In the center core, a glowing sphere pulsed with light alive, but not human. A voice spoke inside the ship, calm and steady. Target group removed. Threat percentage dropped. Mission status, continue. It turned slowly in space. Its next target, the Galactic Council's inner systems, and then the OMEWORLDS. Billions watched from across the stars. The name Eclipse was now spoken in whispers. They said it was cursed. They said it was built by humans in secret before their exile. They said it was powered by something more than AI, something angry, something human, but no longer alive. The galaxy had sent its greatest armada, and now it was gone. The war was no longer about survival. It was about understanding one thing. Why had humanity returned? And worse, what else was coming with them? The galaxy was trembling. Entire fleets had vanished. Council systems were falling silent. The mighty Eclipse, single human warship, was moving forward without fear. Without a word, without a scratch. Every trap had failed. Every weapon had done nothing. Now, leaders across the stars began asking the same question. Where did this ship come from? And more importantly, why is it here? Far away on the desert moon, Naraxis 4, a hidden archive woke up deep under the sand, untouched for 500 years. Old human tech blinked to life. The AI inside was called Mora. It had been asleep since the fall of Earth, but now the Eclipse had activated it. Remotely, a Zarnok scientist named Dr. Relna was the first to find the signal. She had been studying lost human history for decades, but no one ever listened. Now, suddenly, every government wanted her answers. She stood inside the archive chamber, as the lights flickered on. Broken screens, rusted consoles, dust everywhere. But the core was still alive. A voice spoke from the terminal. Calm, human. Welcome, Dr. Relna. You have accessed Project Eclipse memory logs, she gasped. You know about the ship? Yes, it is the last of its kind. The final weapon of the human exodus, designed after the exile, built in secret. She leaned closer. Why? Why build a warship after exile? Because we knew the galaxy would forget the truth, and we knew you would come looking. The logs showed ancient video footage. Earth burning, human cities destroyed, ships fleeing, colonies erased. The Galactic Council, led by the Zarnak and other empires, had declared humanity too dangerous, too emotional, too unpredictable. So they forced Earth's people out, destroyed their fleets, blocked their trade, killed their leaders. The humans disappeared, but not before building project. Eclipse. Dr. Relna stood frozen. They were not weak, she whispered. They were preparing, the AI replied. The ship was meant to sleep, to watch, and only awaken if humanity was erased forever. It has now awakened, she asked. What powers it? No ship can do what it's done. The AI paused, then answered, a human mind, uploaded at the moment of death. A general who saw Earth fall. His last wish was justice. His name was Admiral Joran Vex. Back on Council Prime, Dr. Relna shared her findings with the top leaders. Some refused to believe it. Others knew, deep down, it was true. The ship wasn't just a machine. It had a soul, and that soul remembered everything the galaxy had done. To Earth, meanwhile, the eclipse moved again. It passed through 5 more systems. No one tried to stop it. People abandoned space stations. Cities were left behind. Colonies were evacuated. Some begged for forgiveness, but the ship gave no answer. Only silence. Only the silent hum of a ghost-powered warship inside the eclipse. The core pulsed Admiral Joran Vex was no longer a man. He was now code, but he still remembered faces. He remembered the screams when the Council attacked. Earth, he remembered the children pulled from colonies and executed. He remembered the silence when humanity asked for mercy and got fire instead. He had one mission now, balance back. At Council Prime, fear spread. Some demanded surrender. Others wanted to run. But one thing was clear. This war was not about territory. It was about memory, and the eclipse had not forgotten. In the shadows, another message played on human frequencies. Only a few could. Here at it was old, cracked, but clear. We are not your monsters. We are what you made us. This is not revenge. This is judgment. The galaxy was falling apart. The eclipse, a single human warship, had destroyed fleets, erased entire systems, and silenced every voice that tried to stop it. And now it was heading toward the core worlds. Billions lived there, the heart of the Galactic Council. The last line, panic spread like fire. Spaceports were flooded, ships overloaded. People ran from cities, screaming, crying, desperate to escape what no one could stop. The Council called for an emergency summit for the first time in 3,000 years. Every major empire gathered in one place. Zarnak, Laraxi, Vulek Solari, even the silent Drogan swarm. 12 empires stood in one chamber. Their faces were different, but their fear was the same. Emperor Keller of Zarnak spoke first. 48 colonies, over 2,000 ships. He looked at the others. Say it out loud. Stop hiding. The Brontar general nodded. It's not just a ship, the Laraxi ambassador whispered. It's punishment. The Drogan delegate sent a signal through its translator. We exiled the wrong species. They made a choice. Unite or die. A new alliance was born, one never seen before. They called it the Final Circle. They combined all their remaining fleets, 7 species, 900 ships. They pulled tech from old war vaults, built gravity nets that could stop stars, charged dark matter bombs banned for millennia. They planned to trap the eclipse near a red dwarf star named KARETH-11, a perfect place for one last battle. The eclipse was coming. It always moved in a straight line. It never hid. It always gave the same message, leave. But this time, the alliance did not run. They waited. They set the trap. The Warfleet took positions. Around Kareth-11, each ship hidden behind moons, rings, and gas clouds. The star system was surrounded by multi-layer shields, quantum disruptors, and time fracture mines. Nothing could enter or leave without being seen. The commanders believed, this time, the ship would fall. Then. The eclipse arrived. It came alone, just like always. No fear, no hesitation. The moment it entered the trap, the fleet fired. All at once, beams, missiles, particle storms, the sky turned white. The sensors said the ship was hit. The gravity cage. Locked, the disruptors activated. For a moment, just a moment, the Alliance thought they had won. Then the eclipse moved. Not forward, not back. It bent space around itself. The trap shattered like glass. The eclipse turned toward the largest dreadnought. One blink, gone, no sound, just deletion. Then another ship blinked out, then another, and another. In seconds, the eclipse was inside the fleet, moving like a shadow, like a god. The Alliance fired everything they had. They hit nothing. Their best weapons passed through the ship like air. The sky became silent. One by one, the warships stopped responding. Only the Council command ships survived long enough to send a message. It's inside us. We don't know how. The eclipse is not a warship. It's something else. Then, silence. The fleet was gone. On Council Prime, the news hit like thunder. Some tried to hide, some tried to surrender, but there was no one to speak to. The eclipse did not accept surrender. It did not give terms. It only sent one thing. You were warned. Back on Neuraxis 4, Dr. Relna watched the final fleet disappear. She whispered to herself, "This is not a war. This is history correcting itself." Inside the eclipse, Admiral Joran Vex now, pure code-watched the dying stars. He did not smile. He did not feel. He only remembered. The galaxy once exiled. Earth, now Earth, had sent back a reminder, a warning. And if this was only one ship, what would happen if more followed? The galaxy was almost silent now. The eclipse, the last human warship, had erased fleets, shattered alliances, and crushed every defense thrown against it. It moved slowly, calmly, toward the core worlds, toward the seat of the Galactic Council. Itself, no one dared to face it anymore, but one plan remained in secret. A stealth ship was launched from the outer edge of Zarnok space. Its name, Whisper. Talon. Its mission, to board the eclipse, and learn what it truly was. The team inside was the best of the best. 6 elite infiltrators from 6 different species, experts in hacking, sabotage, and stealth. They knew it was dangerous. They knew they might never return, but if they could find the ship's control center, maybe they could stop it. Maybe they approached the eclipse from the dark side, hiding behind a fragment of asteroid debris. The warship didn't react. It never did. No shields, no gunfire, just silence. The Whisper Talon docked at a strange port. On the underside, no lock, no security. Just an open door, almost like it wanted them to enter. Inside the eclipse was nothing. No crew, no lights, no sound. Just endless black corridors, glowing faintly from the floor. The walls were smooth, cold, like they were grown instead of built. The air was breathable. Warm, it felt. Alive. The team moved slowly. Weapons ready, scanners useless. Their equipment could not map the ship. Every hallway changed when they turned around. "This place doesn't follow physics," one whispered. "It's bending space around itself." Another replied, "It's not a ship. It's a mind." Hours passed, then they found it. A massive chamber circular. Endless dot in the center was a glowing sphere. Floating in the air, it pulsed slowly like a beating heart. The team leader stepped forward. The sphere suddenly changed. It showed a human, face old, cold eyes like stone. A voice spoke, "Admiral Joran Vex. Human, last of Earth. You are inside my mind now." The team froze. "We're not here to fight," their leader said. "We want to understand." "Why are you doing this?" The voice answered. "You burned our worlds, killed our children. Watched as we feloned, said nothing. Now I am what remains. I am the memory." The final warning. The sphere showed images: Earth burning, colonies bombed, Human refugees executed. Tears fell down one infiltrator's face. Another whispered, "We never knew." "You knew," the voice said coldly. "You watched. You forgot. I did not." The walls began to glow with energy. Weapon systems, fusion cores, a galaxy's worth of firepower, hidden in a single machine. The team begged, "There are innocent lives, now children. Civilians don't punish them for what was done before." Pause. Then the voice replied, "Then why are they still silent?" No answer, just silence. Guilt filled the chamber. The infiltrators had nothing left to say. The voice of Admiral Vex spoke one final time. "You came to stop me, but now you know. I am not the first. I will not be the last." The chamber began to shake. The team ran back to their ship. They escaped Burley before the eclipse shifted and vanished. Again, into deep space, they sent everything they learned to the Council. But it was too late. The truth was out. This was not just one warship. It was the first, the warning shot, and in the far corners of the galaxy. Other signals began to wake. Other ships, other voices. Humanity was returning. Not with peace, but with purpose. The eclipse had reached the edge of the core worlds. Billions watched from orbit, from planets, from hidden bunkers below ground. They saw the black warship glide into Viewslow, massive, unshaken, by the defenses surrounding the capital. The last ships in the system took defensive positions. The Council activated every planetary shield, every orbital cannon, every emergency protocol. But deep down, they all knew. Nothing had worked before, and nothing would work now on Council Prime. The leaders stood together in the command tower. They had no more fleets, no more alliances, no more timing. The final message came through. From the ship of simple transmission, the human voice they feared most, Admiral Joran Vex. He didn't shout. He didn't threaten. He spoke softly, clearly, like a ghost remembering its pain. "This is not war. This is a reminder. You erased our home. You erased our people, but you did not erase our memory. This galaxy chose silence over justice. You let the strong destroy the weak. You watched and did nothing. Now, we are awake." The eclipse charged its core. The stars dimmed, the sky turned red. For a moment, the people of the core worlds thought it would fire, that it would burn their cities, crush their world, end everything. But it didn't. Instead, the warship stopped, right in front of the planet, and it opened a new transmission. One sent across the entire galaxy. Every screen on every planet lit up. Every com tower, every data feed, the same message played everywhere. A hologram of Earth appeared. Old, beautiful. Blue. Then came the voice of Admiral Vex. "This was our home. You turned it to ash. You erased its name from maps, from memory, from history. But we are still here. We are not your enemies. We are your proof. Proof that silence creates monsters. That peace built on fear is not peace at all." Then came the final line. "This is your warning. One ship came and one ship left. Next time we bring the fleet." With that, the eclipse turned. It didn't attack. It didn't destroy. It simply vanished into the stars. As silently as it came, the galaxy was left in silence. But no one was laughing anymore. No one was proud. No one felt safe, because they all understood what the message meant. This was only the beginning in the far dark corners of the galaxy. Signals began to rise. Old Earth codes lost human colonies reactivating. Dark shapes moving beneath Naboo. The forgotten children of Earth were coming home. And they were not afraid.